Is EV manufacturing in America heading for a major crash? From collapsing Tesla sales in Europe and China to Ford's electric lineup falling off a cliff, it is getting real and fast. Even Elon Musk, once Trump's EV ally, could not keep the momentum alive. And now, red states like Texas, Georgia, and Michigan, once booming with battery plant dreams, are facing devastating job losses. Meanwhile, China just sold 1.3 million EVs in a single month. That is nearly all the U.S. managed in 2024. So how did we go from leading the charge to watching the rest of the world speed past? Let's dive in. But first, make sure to hit like and subscribe for more updates. For the first time since February 2024, America's electric vehicle juggernaut hit the brakes. April saw EV registrations dip to 97,833 units, a 4.4% year-over-year decline, according to S&P Global Mobility data. That might not sound massive, but in a market that's only known growth for over a year, it's a red flag. Even more telling, EV's market share dropped from 7.4% to 6.6%. This is not just a slowdown, it is a shift. What is fueling the stall? Political headwinds are hitting hard. The Trump administration is pushing legislation that slashes EV tax credits and delays battery plant incentives, moves that directly undercut consumer confidence. And it's not just talk. A bill blocking California's gas vehicle phase-out just got the presidential stamp, dragging down the momentum in 11 other states that follow California's lead. But this is not a total collapse. It is a reshuffling. Tesla slid 16%, but Chevy exploded with 215% growth, becoming the second-best EV seller at over 9,000 units. BMW even leapfrogged Hyundai, which is struggling despite deep discounts. As S&P's Tom Libby points out, the buzz around EVs is fading, replaced by media reports of cutbacks and delays. But with popular models like the Model Y and Equinox EV still selling strong, this slowdown might just be a breather, not a breakdown. Elon Musk had a real shot to steer America's EV future, right from inside Trump's White House. But instead of protecting the electric revolution he helped start, Musk got caught playing politics. The result? Trump's now gutting EV support with full force, and the market's already feeling the impact. Their alliance was always awkward. Musk, the self-made EV king, backed Trump hard, donating millions and even running the now-defunct Department of Government Efficiency. But when Trump's big, beautiful bill came along, slashing federal EV tax credits and choking off battery plant incentives, Musk suddenly jumped ship, criticizing it for adding $2.4 trillion to the deficit. But the damage was already done. Trump did not hold back. On Truth Social, he accused Musk of going crazy once he axed the EV mandate, calling electric cars something nobody wants. That was the cue. Trump returned to his greatest hits, mocking EVs for not going far, praising gas cars, and stacking his cabinet with fossil fuel allies. Musk, meanwhile, ducked the hard questions. When asked what EV policy should look like under Trump, he shrugged. It is inevitable. But inevitability needs leadership, and Musk's silence cost the industry its strongest inside ally. Now, the bromance is over and EVs are paying the price. And just as Tesla's political ties are rattling its U.S. outlook, the picture overseas is not looking any brighter. In fact, Tesla's once unstoppable global momentum is slipping fast, especially in China and Europe, where price wars and shifting consumer sentiment are tightening the noose. In China, Tesla's Model 3 and Model Y sales dropped 15% year-over-year in May, clocking in at 61,662 units. That is now 8 straight months of annual decline in the world's largest EV market. While there was a small bump from April, it is clear the pressure from local giants like BYD, Geely, and Chery is real. BYD alone sold nearly 377,000 vehicles globally in May, a brutal contrast for Musk's camp. Tesla tried fighting back with rural subsidies and smart feature transfer incentives, but even that has not reversed the tide. In Europe, it is a similar storm. Germany saw Tesla sales plunge 36.2%, even as EV sales soared nearly 45% overall. In the UK, Tesla's numbers cratered 45%, while the broader market jumped 28%. Even Italy saw a 20% Tesla dip against a massive 40.8% EV market surge. As Tesla struggles abroad, Ford is grappling with a meltdown of its own. right on its home turf. Despite throwing out generous discounts and bold headlines about its EV future, Ford's electric dream hit a wall in April, and the numbers are flat-out brutal. The company sold only 4,859 EVs nationwide in April, a shocking 39.4% collapse compared to 8,014 units in the same month last year. Even with employee pricing for everyone, buyers just did not bite. Year-to-date EV sales are not faring much better, down 2.9% to just 27,409 units. The biggest red flag, the Mustang Mach-E, once Ford's electric star, saw a 40.2% year-over-year decline. The F-150 Lightning slipped to 1,740 units, and the E-Transit van absolutely tanked with an 81.5% drop. Here is the twist: Ford's hybrid sales are soaring, up 29.6% in April and over 31% year-to-date, showing where buyers are actually heading. And yet, overall, Ford is winning. Its total U.S. sales jumped 16.2% in April. But if the company wants to stay in the EV race, it will need more than price cuts. It needs a serious rethink of its electric playbook. While Ford's EVs stall and discounts fall flat, a bigger crisis is brewing, and it is one that could gut the future of American manufacturing, especially in Republican strongholds. The very states that once celebrated massive EV investments, Texas, Georgia, Michigan, Tennessee, Kentucky, are now staring down a cliff edge. Congress is threatening to repeal the tax credits that fueled the U.S. battery boom, and without them, the math just doesn't work. Already, $14 billion in clean energy projects have been canceled in 2025 alone, and the ICCT warns that 130,000 U.S. jobs could vanish by 2030. These aren't just abstract numbers. They are factory floor jobs, often in communities that desperately need them. Meanwhile, China sold 1.3 million EVs and plug-in hybrids in May alone, almost as many as the entire U.S. sold in 2024. The global market surged 24% last month, powered by BYD exports to Mexico and Southeast Asia, and strong demand in Europe. America? Falling behind, fast. The U.S. is at a critical EV crossroads. With federal tax credits under threat and global competitors pulling ahead, the future of America's clean car movement hangs in the balance. If Congress yanks those credits, investment, and jobs will keep vanishing, especially in Republican-led states that once banked on EV manufacturing to drive local economies. But there are still paths forward. Leasing may become the smartest move for many consumers, as leased EVs still qualify for tax credits, regardless of manufacturing origin. That means models like the Hyundai Ioniq 6 may still come with savings, if you lease, not buy. Still, only consumers with great credit or loyalty incentives may benefit from these deals. As America stumbles, the rest of the world is doubling down on EVs. Unless bold steps are taken soon, the U.S. risks losing its seat at the table. In the end, let's take an overview of the details from today's video. Ford's EV sales saw a decline despite deep discounts. Tesla is losing market share in China and Europe. Trump scrapped tax credits that powered the EV surge. Billions in clean energy investments have already vanished, and red states could lose even more jobs. Meanwhile, the rest of the world is racing ahead with powerful exports and strong policy support, while America shifts back to gas guzzlers. So, do you think the U.S. can still reclaim its spot in the EV race? And are the EV markets heading into a prolonged slump? Comment below, hit the like and subscribe for more updates, and see you in the next video.